Yes, you can read a horse's mind, and I mean that literally. Animal communication is real. And as a 30-year vet and founder of the Tucker Biokinetic technique, I would like to share 4 ways that I and my students talk to horses so we can get answers to our questions. Don't worry, I will share proof in a bit. First is how your horse reads you, including a fun practice idea that you can practice today with your horse. The next 2 will be deeper and more specific ways to communicate with your horse. And finally, I'll cover briefly horse body language for the beginning horse owner. First, your horse reads you. Horses read both your body language and they can start feeling your energy. Now, they'll see your body language, so you want to be relaxed and confident as you approach the horse, and calm as you can be. But here's the thing, you might look calm on the outside and no human will know what's going on the inside, but the horse does. If you are feeling angry at something completely separate, the horse knows. You can't hide that from horses. Their energy field goes out 10 feet. Humans goes out about 2 feet. So by the time you're 10 feet from the horse, they already know what you're feeling. You can't fool them. If you're angry on the inside at something completely unrelated, they still know about it. So try to be as calm and relaxed as possible whenever you approach your horse. Now here's an easy way to practice animal communication. It's fun. Give it a try. First of all, Deepak Chopra says that all over the world there is a connected consciousness. So our energy can tap into this consciousness, and this is one way we get answers from our horse. It's similar to the energy field idea I was sharing. Stand in that energy field within 10 feet from your horse. Now, feel the love you have for your horse. Feel how cute they are and how sweet their little ears are and their soft nose and their beautiful eyes. Think about how much you love your horse and then feel all that love through your whole body. I know it sounds a little odd, but that's what kind of meditation is. Just feel that love and then open up the front of your body and just let that love go out towards your horse. Now, both of your energy fields are filled with this love frequency. And then you're relaxed and your horse will relax and you're connected. Next, all you gotta do is ask a question, either in your mind quietly or out loud. The horse will sense the intent of your question. Let's say you're filled with love and you just ask, would you like to go for a ride today? And depending on you, everyone's an individual, you might suddenly get a picture of a saddle in your head. Or if you see the horse's behavior change, the horse might come towards you if they would like to go for a ride, or they may turn their butt to you if they would not like to go for a ride. But that's the idea. First, connect with the horse, lots of love, calm frequency, and simply ask a question and wait to see or feel an answer. It's fun. Just give it a try. Don't have any pressure on yourself or your horse. It just takes some practice. The second way to read an animal's mind is through an animal communicator. An animal communicator is just someone who's either born with a gift for animal communication or they've taken a lot of classes in animal communication and done practice. Now, there are different varieties of animal communication. Some are more general. They will get information such as, my horse wants a warmer blanket, or my horse would like some more hay to eat. Now, when I first started hearing these general answers, I thought to myself, ugh, eye roll, because I could make that up. I should get paid for making up stuff like this. But then I started hearing really specific animal communicators. These were very impressive. They knew things that only the horse knew. There was no way they could know it unless they literally were talking to the horse. This can sound too crazy, but I have proof from my students that animal communication is real. For example, here is Kari's experience with an animal communicator.
I had a friend who used an animal communicator for her horse. And she really believed in it, and I'm like, yeah. I was skeptical, but I decided I would try that with my horse because I was having some forward motion problems with her. We'd get out on the trail and she wouldn't want to go forward. I mean, she's 20. She normally rides. I called the animal communicator. She tapped into my horse and she said, Roxy's my horse. She doesn't like the new saddle pad. And I thought, now how did that woman know I had a new saddle pad? It wasn't on Facebook. It wasn't anywhere, right? And she said my horse wanted to know why I got her a new saddle pad. And I said, well, because it was her birthday. I put the old saddle pad on her. We went out riding and she did fine. I put the new saddle pad on her. We went riding and she wouldn't go forward. I switched saddle pads and she moved forward. So anyways, I sold the saddle pad and I haven't had a problem with that horse moving forward ever again.
One day when I just randomly, the horse came to me and said its front teeth were sore. And I let the owner know that I had received, she knows that I do communication. But this was the first time the horse actually came to me right out of the blue. I didn't sit down and do any kind of preparatory work. I guess I just was in a good space where, in that collective consciousness where he just came through. So I let her know, and she was going away. So she said, well, I'm going to call the vet. Did an examination and found something in the upper incisor that didn't look right. And so she took an x-ray and they found something had shoved up inside the gum. And so they had to kind of remove that. They were able to get it out and put him on some antibiotics, and I'm sure he felt much better. But had he not come to me, and had I not listened, and had I not felt that this person had an open enough mind to hear what I had to say, that horse would have been uncomfortable for a long time and may have stopped eating, and nobody would know why.
This also works on all animals. So in the next video, I'll share with you how to communicate with dogs and cats. Subscribe so you don't miss it. The third way to communicate with your horse is my energy technique, TBT. We connect with the horse through the energy field like we've been talking about, and then we add in the horse's innate healing mechanisms and immune system to get to the primary root cause of what's going on with the horse. With TBT, we get specific, deep answers to the questions we have. Let me give you an example. Say a horse has diarrhea or colicking issues, so the stomach's upset. Now, as a traditional veterinarian, there's so many possibilities. Colicking, diarrhea, goodness, that could be ulcers, infection, maybe a liver problem. It could be absorption issues. It could be nutritional issues. There's a wide array of possibilities. That's what makes being a traditional vet kind of difficult. Sure, there's many tests you can do, but frankly, people don't have all the money in the world to spend on testing to narrow things down. Now, here's where TBT comes in. If I go to a horse with chronic colic, I'm just going to connect with the energy field using some more advanced TBT techniques, but ask the question just like I showed you earlier. I'll say, hello horse, could you please show me primary root cause for the chronic colic? Now, everyone is unique. So some people will see a picture of, say, the liver in their mind. Other people will literally feel a dull ache in their own liver that they're getting from the horse. And then some people will hear words, or they'll see other kind of pictures like something's wrong with the hay. Everyone's unique in how they do animal communication, but all you gotta do is practice it and you can learn it. So I hope you can see just learning the basics of animal communication, such as yes and no answers, can be super helpful. You can learn to ask your horse simple things like, are you getting enough food? Is your blanket warm enough? Do you like your saddle fit? Do we go riding enough? Do you need some more treats? They'll really like that question. So it's super useful, and this is part of why I created TBT. And I have hundreds of students around the world who have worked on thousands of horses, and they all learned through my online course. My students' testimonials are the best proof that TBT really works. You can check them out in this video. The fourth method to understanding your horse is by learning to read body language basics. Do you know that one time a classmate of mine back in vet school said to me, why do you want to work on horses? They don't have any facial expressions. Dogs and cats are much better. I thought she was a bit crazy. So let's talk about horses' facial expressions and body language. First, their ears. If the horse's ears are forward, they are interested and attentive. Ears forward is good. But if their ears are flat back on their head, watch out. They're angry or irritated or maybe afraid, but if their ears are back on their head, watch out. Now, if their ears are relaxed, they're content, and if they're swiveling around, they are paying attention and listening for the source of a sound. If the horse's eye is soft, then they're relaxed. But if they're showing the whites of the eye, or their eyes are very wide open, then they're scared or panicking. Then if their eyes are squinting, then that can be showing fear or stress. Regarding their muzzle or mouth, a relaxed mouth shows contentment. If they're licking and chewing, that also shows contentment, also processing information, and sometimes submission. If their mouth is tight, that shows tension. Flared nostrils can show excitement or fear. When the head and neck are low, the horse is relaxed, just like they're grazing. If the head and neck is high, then they're alert, possibly fearful. If the tail is relaxed, that means he's content. If the tail is swishing around, that means irritation. Could be at flies, could be at anything. If the tail is clamped down, that means fear or pain. If the tail is high or flagging, that's excitement or alertness. Looking at the horse's posture and weight distribution, a balanced horse is comfortable. If they're leaning away, that's avoidance or apprehension. And if they're tense, that's anxiety. Nice steady breathing is a relaxed horse. Rapid breathing is excitement or stress, and shallow breathing can be pain or anxiety. Lastly, check vocal cues. Now, on these cues, every one of them is unique to each horse. So your horse will have a special nicker for you. And there's that beautiful nicker of a mare to a foal. Super special. Also, snorts can mean the hay's dusty, or it can mean they're laughing at your joke. Nickers and snorts and even silences are unique to each horse. So just pay attention and you'll catch on to what those mean for your horse. Sometimes, even when we read the body language correctly, we don't know why the horse is showing us this body language. You can check this video to see 20 secrets that your horse might be trying to tell you that even your vet doesn't know. If you're interested in learning the TBT technique to understand your horse better and fix his or her issues forever, please go to the link in the description. Subscribe to the newsletter to get tips and secrets every week. And thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.